Hi, welcome to this video module. In the previous session, you understood tourism entrepreneurship concept and features. And in continuation to that, in this module, let me introduce evolution of entrepreneurship. And evolution of entrepreneurship is a kind of ideas and thoughts generated by the great personalities and described entrepreneur in their own way. So as a learning objective, in this module, you will be exposed to different thoughts of entrepreneurship developed by great thinkers in different timings, right? Such things you will understand and then develop an idea about how this thought of entrepreneur started in the way back and then gradually evolved, developed in the writings of various writers, right? So before we just look at what is no, evolution when it was started. So first of all, let us just understand the word theory. Theories, theories in the sense it is something, no, a group of thoughts. And when you look at the theory, it is a well substantiated explanation acquired through the scientific methods, right? So theory is something like, it is like a recorded document or information and data, right? It is a well substantiated explanation acquired through the scientific methods, that is developed and then established in a scientific way by using different methods, and repeatedly the tested and then confirmed through observations and then experimentation. So it is repeatedly the checked and then observed its the features and nature. So it is something, theory is a kind of the subject matter, right, which is a kind of the base for practicals and then base for experiments, right? So in that way you can understand theory. So the theory, the developed out of thought, developed out of ideas of a person, and then so that actually explained in a very systematic manner by using the scientific methods, and proposed a theory for a particular phenomena or even a component. So similarly, if you look at the entrepreneurship, so entrepreneurship idea is actually described by the many thinkers in the past, right? Let me start with Adam Smith in 1776, right? So he described entrepreneur as a person who acts as an agent in transforming demand into supply, right? So it is a kind of a person who acts as an agent, a middleman, a person who handles the demand and supply, and especially transforms the demand into supply, right? So when there is a demand, so then to meet the demand, so then one has to have some kind of supply. So meeting the supply and then creating the resources to meet the supply. So everything comes under this idea of Adam Smith's entrepreneurship. So then, so Jean Baptiste says that what he says that an entrepreneur is a person who shifts resources from an area of low productivity to high level productivity. It is something related to mobilizing and then shifting the resources from one place to another place, where one place the value of the resource productivity is less, and then when you move to next level, so then next the stage or even the change of location, then you can see that the same the resource value or productivity is at high. So knowing about the resource, knowing about the place, knowing about the transformation, knowing about the place where it will be very high valued and then get the highest productivity. So this complete the mind and then the person as a person is called entrepreneur, right? So further, if you just look at the another great thinker, John Stuart Mill. So what he says that in 1848, an entrepreneur is a prime mover in the private enterprise The entrepreneur is the fourth factor of the production after land, labor, and then the capital. So you'll find that land, labor, and capital, these are the three, no, the main production factors. And then so the another one is the people. And the people, even the person who is actually handling all these the main resources, and then using these resources and converting these resources to get the no, ultimate usable the product or service. Such person is called a prime mover, and then a private entrepreneur. Right. Then another idea is Karl Merger in 1871. So he says that who acts as an economic agent who transforms the resources into products and then services. The enterprise that transforms the and gives the added value. So it is something related to resources, the transformation as a finished product or services, and creating value for that and in the market, right? So the further, if you just look at thoughts of others like Alfred Marshall. Alfred Marshall, the process of entrepreneurship or a business development is incremental evolutionary, and it involves from the sole proprietorship to a public the company. So you'll find that what he says that it is something a kind of process and developing, enhancing the the value of the resources from one incremental level to the evolutionary level. So in that way, you can see that entrepreneurs are existing and then adding value to the economic system. And the David McClelland in 90s, what he said that the entrepreneur is a person with a high need for achievement. So this need for achievement is directly related to the process of entrepreneurship. So the person who has a need for achievement, right? It is a kind of the character or kind of stage in the personality. So one has to work for achievement. So there is a need to achieve, need to achieve. Always a person thinks about or the need is there that drives the person to achieve something. So, so, so that person is the called according to him is entrepreneur. So further, finally, if you just look at the most important another the definition is Peter F. Drucker. The Peter F. Drucker in 2005 described the entrepreneur in a befitting manner as one who is evolved in gathering and then using the resources to opportunities to product result. So he also argued that innovation is a specific instrument of an entrepreneur. Hence, an effective entrepreneur converts a source into a resource. So this is what he says that. So according to him, Peter F. Drucker, so what he says that it is something gathering and then using the resources to opportunities and then make the products and then get the result and sell in the market. So according to him, he says that any resource, if you just convert the resource as a resource, source as a resource, so then effective entrepreneur exists in that context. So this is the way you can just see entrepreneur according to different thoughts and thinkers by saying that a person who starts his own business and look at the the demand and supply and then identifies the opportunities and then get an idea and convert the resources and then make the resources transform the resources as a finished products and then identify the resources at the lower level productivity and then move to the next level, the higher level productivity. So then identify the source and convert them as a resource. So these are all the common features of all these thinkers and then theorists felt about entrepreneur, right? So it is the how you can see the develop the concept of entrepreneurship developed in the ideas and thoughts of various the scholars in the past, right? So with this, let me stop here and then looking forward to meet you in the video 8.